Hello, it's about the 5.3 and please get ready with the looks. And for this kind of lecture hazards, we would better prepare for these four alphabets or letters, okay? PCME, okay? So for every lecture hazards, we have to think about the problem, cause, measures, and evaluation. So accordingly, you are going to make this as a good examples for the illustration of the whole natural hazards. How do we deal with them and recognize the root cause of the root cause of these natural hazards, and how the measure is going to be helpful or not. We can also examine this, okay? But in order to illustrate a good development of the natural hazards. So first of all, what is I would like to give you a definition of the hazards first. So landslide, it is a sudden and rapid movement. It won't move very slow, right? Of soil and also the rocks from the slope. Okay, what are the impact or the problems that about the landslide? First of all, disruption of the water and power supply. Okay, because the soil may be broken, the water pipe or the electronic wire, so on and so forth, okay, and cause death and injury. But recently for this few decades is going to be fewer, but in terms of Mr. Leung's secondary age or primary age, it do have some casualties for the landslide, okay, in Hong Kong, okay. And then traffic will be disrupted, and I think you have seen sometimes the landslide have blocked the road, and then it makes it become difficult for the traffic, okay. And the building was also damaged, okay. Once the soil is going to cover the buildings, and it will destroy the building, collapse the building, so on and so forth, okay. But why do the slope collapse? Then it is about the causes, okay. Then what is about the slope to collapse? And it is, we have to talk about two things first. The shear strength. Shear strength is the force that disallowing, blocking the landslide, okay. So withstand, making the soil withstand in the slope, so it won't collapse easily, okay. At the same time, we are having shear stress, okay. Then the strength interact with the stress can make the landslide either happen or not happen. Once the stress is larger than the strength, then landslide will happen, okay. But what is the strength? Strength, which include the cohesion of the slope, okay. Just like the when you are making bread, okay, and then you are putting some water into the flour, okay. 麵粉啊，倒啲水落去啲麵粉度。If you are pouring a very large amount of water, it will become sticky, okay. Because the flour, in between the flour there is some cohesion, okay. At the same time, the soil, the mud in the hill, it is almost working like this, okay. When you pour some water into it, it will stick together. So cohesion is talking about this force that hold the rocks and also the soil together. And the friction, what is friction? Just like when you are about to fall down, but luckily always there are some force that don't let you fall down easily, okay. Especially you are walking in the pedestrian line, okay. Certainly some of the area, maybe your home, okay, it's very sleepy once you have sweep the floor or pour some water on your floor, okay. It's very sleepy. But in general, when you are walking in the pedestrian line, and you are not easily to be fell down, okay, because it's relatively rough, and then the friction force is strong, okay. So the resistance of motion is strong in the slope, okay. Maybe there are too many, the rock is quite hard, and then it is not going to be become very smooth, and then it is going to have a stronger friction. Okay, and then this is talking about the strength. Okay, how about the shear stress? Okay, shear stress just like the gravity pull. Okay, if it's too steep, and then the soil will fall down. Okay, larger gradient, stronger pull. Okay, and then how about the weight of the slope materials? Okay, if it's heavier, then the pulling force will be stronger. Okay, just like Mr. Leung. Okay, Mr. Leung going to the water world, you know it. And then Mr. Leung, there's a rainbow slide. Okay, and then Mr. Leung is always I've played once, and Mr. Leung gained the first prize for sliding sliding fastest among H people. Okay, why? Because Mr. Leung is 200 pounds, and then the weight of Mr. Leung is strong, and then the pulling force of Mr. Leung is strong. So, it is going to be slide down easily. Okay, so stress larger than the strength, it may cause the landslide. Okay, this is the cause. And how about the cause of landslide? There are something more. Okay, for example, in terms of the lateral part, the heavy rainfall will lead to a stronger occurrence of landslide. For example, the red landslide may the rainfall may reduce the cohesion and also the friction of the slope material. Okay, the rainwater also increase the rate of the slope material. Okay, and then it will decrease the shear strength and then also increase the shear stress. Okay, how about the loose of and rock materials? Most of the Hong Kong rock is made up of granite, and granite is a rock that is easily to be weathered. Okay, what is granite? I can show you in my Form 6 notes. Okay, because virtually I'm teaching something in Form 6 already. Okay, but definitely an easier one. Okay, wait a minute, I need to find it out, which belongs to EP1. Hello, EP1. Yeah, and then EP1, this one. Yeah. Then inside the granite, first of all, I need to find a granite first. Wait a minute. Almost there. Yeah, granite. This is a kind of granite. I think this kind of rock with this kind of color, you may always find it in Hong Kong already. It is not difficult to be seen among Hong Kong. Okay, so there are different kinds of rock minerals. For example, quartz. Quartz, it is the hardest one. Okay, quartz is the hardest. Okay, and then mica, and then feldspar, it is easily to be weathered. So once the rainfall taking place in here, it may interact with the mica, interact with the feldspar, and breaking down into smaller pieces of rock, and then it is going to be break down easily. So once the granite is taking place in Hong Kong, the mica and feldspar will be fell down easily, and then the rock will be disintegrated easily as well. Okay, where's my original notes? Right here. Okay, and also, along with the hot requirement, since we are having more water, and then the water will interact with the granite and rock material easily, and then it will break down more easily as well. Okay, how about the slope? Hong Kong is always hilly. Okay, you can find a lot of hill in Hong Kong, and then there's a many steep slope, and then, as I've said before, just right here, since if Mr. Leung is heavily and stand on a steep gradient, what will happen next? Mr. Leung will fall down. Okay, and you can see Mr. Leung is fall down. Okay, right here, fall down. Okay, so it is easy to be fall down. Okay, no matter what, no matter the human being or the rocks or the soil, whatever. Okay, and then relief of Hong Kong is hilly, and then there are many steep slopes, and then the shear stress will be stronger. So the landslide of Hong Kong is very easy to happen in this sense. Okay, how about the human factors? Okay, first of all, we are going to cut off the roads for buildings. For example, we can find a lot in Ho Man Tin. Okay, sorry, Raiden. I should. And Homentin, and we can find a lot of cut off slope. For example, you can use it in as an examples. Blah blah blah. Right here, Homentin. Wait a minute. In Homentin, many slope have been cut for development, isn't it? And then let's see, Homentin. When you are going to NPL and walk through the Homentin, and you can find, come on, be quick. You can find a lot of cut off slope right here. Okay, it's in the midway of the Homentin, which is background switch, which is very next to NPL, and you can see there's a lot of cut off row, and it's used for the row as well as is also used for the development. You can see a lot of building, and also there's a construction site right here. The bus is blocking anyway. Right here, can you see there's a construction site, and then we are going to build a lot of building which is next to the road, okay, and next to the slope, okay. So accordingly, slope are cut off for the building road and also buildings, and cut off slope that is going to enhance the slope gradient. The shear stress will be stronger, okay, and you can find a lot in Homentin, okay. How about farming on the slope? Farming on the slope also involve a lot of removal of vegetation, and deforestation will making it stronger, and then the decrease of shear strength will enhance it, because originally, maybe you have learned this in Form 2 before, okay. Originally there's a tree, and then there are a lot of tree roots going to attach the soil. Once we are going to cut off the trees, and then the wood will be gone after several years, okay. And then what will happen next? Low tree roots to attach the soil, and then the soil erosion will take place more seriously, okay. Deforestation may take place, and then decrease in shear strength, okay. How about poor maintenance of the man-made slope? Just like one of the very famous landslide in 90 decades, which is Gun Nong Lao landslide. Maybe you can search it in YouTube. Let's see whether I have it or not. Nong Lao landslide, yeah. And then you can find it very easily. But no landslide, history of landslide, maybe right here, and then you can find a lot of slope safety issue, and then also post and roll, okay. Post and roll is also another kinds of poor maintenance of the man-made slope, which is going to be affected by the affect the landslide, trigger the landslide, okay. I will give you another video in the Google Classroom, which is not made by me, and also which is just in the YouTube I have just showed before, okay. Poor maintenance of the man-made slope. For example, the drainage is poorly maintained, or the concrete itself is not well maintained, so a lot of water seep into the soil, and then the water reduce the friction and also the cohesion of the slope, add raise to them, okay. It will going to enhance the occurrence of landslide, okay. Next one, and what are the method we can do to deal with the landslide? For example, this one, you can see a hole right here, and then I always said that, oh, we can put a Coke can right here, but it's no good because it is going to block the drainage indeed, okay. So this one is called a whip hole, okay, whip hole. How about this one is generally a drainage, okay, drainage channel, okay. They serve more or less the same function, which is going to reduce the water goes into the soil, okay. Next, retaining wall. This one is the retaining wall, kind of made up of the rock. There's a lot of rock, and we call it retaining wall. How about this? This is soil nail, okay. Then it is going to help it's going to help to reduce the landslide, okay. How about the next, okay. There are other methods other than those engineering methods to help to reduce the landslide as well, okay. For example, there are two departments helping out to reduce the landslide. Okay, first of all, lands department mainly keeping record for the all at risk slope. Okay, geoengineering office check and maintain slope regularly. Okay, and also set updating law forcing those property owners to carry out slope maintenance. As I said before, Mr. Leung is not going to pick up the village house next to the slope because it's too dangerous and too expensive for me, because Mr. Leung is very poor. Okay, and then for the steep slope, we may trying to reduce the development or restrict the development. And also Hong Kong Observatory Timantai is also can also issue the landslip warning signal. Okay, when there's after the heavy rain. Okay, then it can help the public to raise their awareness and also reduce their exposure in the danger slope, when to reduce the possible danger from landslide. Okay, what's more, education. Okay, and you keep reminding the citizen to get out from the slope when there's a heavy rain through media. Okay, remedial measures, which is afterwards, after the hazards, what can be done? First of all, we can send some good rescue team to there, and then emergency aid, for example, setting up temporary shelter, giving out food and water to those really suffer by landslide and become homeless, and trying to help them. And also buying some insurance which can help the people rebuild their home. And that is for the landslide. And please have a look with the Busan Road landslide video too. It may also help you to have a better understanding for your essay and also for your DBQ, no matter in your test or in your homework. See you.